Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, FLR traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Today is Monday, August 18th. Happy Monday, and hope you had a fantastic weekend. In this video, we're going to do an update on FLR. We're going to take a look at the price chart. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the technicals, what to expect there in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own FLR. Spoiler alert as well, I do believe a major move is incoming. In the short term, the chart's looking pretty bullish, but there's also another timeline that has to do with the token distribution that I want to discuss as well. After we see this timeline play out, I think we're going to see massive price appreciation, and we'll discuss all of that and more in just a moment. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future content that I post. Also, if you go over to X, you can follow us there. Handle for that is @GroupPOW. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Getting a ton of followers over there, so really appreciate all of the support that we've gotten on X and here on YouTube and on all socials. But you can see here a new POW Algo alerts video just released today, and super stoked. Been using this. Everybody's loving it. I think there's close to 50 people subscribed to the POW Algo service now. We've got over 100 assets there and growing, and over 25 custom indicators that we have tied to the algo, and you get custom email alerts directly to your inbox and in the POW Group private community, Slack community. And we've been using that algo service along with BTCC. So we're doing a crypto trading challenge right now. If you want to check out the link in the description in the comment section, you can get a 10% bonus on your first time deposit. But essentially what you do is you go on here and you just copy my trades. So when you sign up for BTCC, you can use my link. You'll get a ton of benefits from it, up to $10,000 bonuses per user. And like I said, 10% on your first time deposit over $500. And then they've been operating for over 14 years, never been hacked. So no KYC, takes less than 5 minutes to set it up. You can buy when I buy and sell when I sell. And like I said, we've been using the POW Algo service in conjunction with BTCC to help us with their entries and our exits. So check out the link in the description and the comment section. And I want to discuss the major sell pressure that we're seeing right now on FLR has to do with the way that the token is being distributed. So some projects do it like Bitcoin, where you mine it and you get the rewards each time it's mined, whereas some companies, they mint it at the beginning. There's all kinds of different tokenomics and ways to distribute the token. But the way FLR is doing it is they're doing it in 36 monthly FLR drops, it's called, so airdrops, and it totals 24.2 billion FLR. And I'm surprised that a lot of people don't know about this. So essentially what happens is every month it takes a snapshot of your holdings and you're rewarded with a percentage of what you hold. So you can see here the next FLR drop is going to be September 2nd, 2025. So essentially you're just airdropped, you're just given by the blockchain, you're just given X amount of FLR for however many X amount of FLR you currently hold, right? And you can see here they distributed 676 million on May 10th, etc. So you would see on the next few ones, there's 676, and then the last one's 584 million FLR. So the next ones, the next few are going to be pretty big, and then it drops off on the last month. But you can see here there's 6 months left. So you have to think supply and demand dynamics 101. If they keep adding, like this is essentially adding FLR to the market. So it's basically inflating the supply, right? So it's creating sell pressure on the price. So after these 6 months are up into 2026, we're going to see this major sell pressure just completely evaporate. It's not going to be impacting us anymore. So I think that's what's really been holding the price back. But again, I think it might, we were talking about this in the POW Group private community, but some people are saying, well, should I wait till the 6 months and then really start to load up on FLR? Probably not, because if you don't do that, if you don't start adding now, no one has a crystal ball, so nothing's guaranteed. But in my opinion, I think we're going to ramp up into the end. So alt season, full force, just around the corner. We've seen like the early stages of it. So I think, with alt season on the horizon, really it could kick off any time now. But I think September and October are going to be absolute massive months, especially with the Clarity Act market structure in the US. That's going to ignite everything. We're going to probably see altcoin ETFs galore be approved over the next month or two. So if that's the case, FLR's probably going to see a ton of upside as well. So like I said, I'm starting to accumulate it quite a bit now. I already have a ton, but I'm still adding more every week. Just basically just not really dollar cost averaging, but just setting these programmatic buys. And I'm looking to load up in anticipation of these flare drops being over. And I actually had to leave Uphold because Uphold is no longer servicing Canada as of September. So I had to switch over to Coinbase. They actually have FLR there. So if you're looking for a place to buy and sell FLR, you can do so on Coinbase. Obviously, everybody knows it. It's a public company, so very, very trusted. And this is the best way to do it, in my opinion. So if you're looking for a place to get FLR, that's the best way to do it. And if you don't claim your FLR airdrops within 67 days, the remaining FLR, so FLR, is burnt. And I've actually been delegating my FLR. I wrapped it, and then you can delegate it to the FTSO, and you can actually get like X amount of FLR. So let's say you're holding 1,000, or we'll say 100,000 FLR. You could get somewhere between 40 and 50 FLR every 3.5 days. It is. So it might not sound like a lot with FLR at 2 cents, but if this goes to $1 or $2 someday, if you're getting 40 or 50 FLR just from delegation rewards every 3 or 4 days, that's going to add up. And essentially what FLR is doing is it's enabling smart contracts and DeFi, so liquid staking essentially, and decentralized finance. It's bringing those features to projects that don't have it, like Bitcoin, Doge, XRP. And you actually, when FLR was originally distributed, you actually got FLR just from holding XRP. So that's a little bit of history there. But we are working on a 2-day bull flag at the moment here on FLR. So the most important support here in the short term is going to be 2.1 cents. If we lose that, we're no longer anticipating this bullish continuation pattern. But you can see here, if we do confirm it, if we hold that key support and we break resistance at 2.8 cents, then the measured move's taking us just over 4 cents. And if we zoom out here to the monthly time frame, it's very reminiscent of XRP. XRP loves to consolidate for a very, very long time in these symmetrical triangle patterns, and it's no different here with FLR. So again, if we just look at potentially where this brings us to, you can see if you count out 6 months, that lines up with the airdrops, the FLR drops being over. So that's kind of interesting that this timeline lines up exactly with that. And then, like I said, if we see a massive breakout and no longer expecting that to hurt the price, we're also gearing up for the first ever EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. And if you just take your measured move of this triangle, and then if wherever we break out, that's your measured move. But let's say we got right to the tightest point there of the triangle, we broke out there, that'd be a move up to around 12 cents. If we were to break out of it here in the next couple of months, we could see 15 cents. But if you were to break down, you could see some like major price correction. But I'm very much of the thinking that we're going to see a bullish breakout of this. But don't be surprised if we do see like a fake out to the downside. We wick below, and we might even come back down to a penny. And this support line right here around 1.5 cents, very, very strong support. Also on the weekly time frame, we just had a bear cross, but not much follow through on the stochastic, so we're still bullish, still well below the 10-week moving average, above the 10-week moving average, and the MACD is very bullish at the moment as well, and we're gearing up as well for the first 50 and 100 weekly moving average bull cross. We don't have the 200 weekly defined yet, just based on a lack of trading history, but it's looking good. We also just had a golden cross as well, and generally, well, these are lagging indicators, right? Because they're moving averages that track the price, therefore they're lagging indicators. But typically what happens is you see the golden cross, then the price corrects a bit, and then you get another big move. So again, if we can hold that 2.1 cents and then come back up and break that key resistance at 2.8 cents, then it's off to the races, in my opinion. And they actually have FLR over here on BTCC as well, so you can do different futures contracts, perpetual futures, and you can see here there's 28 people following POW Group right now on the copy trade. So again, if you want to sign up for BTCC, you can follow us over here. I think I've got 17 out of 20 trades that are winners, so I only have 3 losses and 80% win rate. and 28 people copying me right now. So again, if I buy, you buy. If I sell, you sell. It's literally that simple. All right, going in it there, it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.